Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. On the last episode, we finished our field study and ended Chapter 2, and now we're starting Chapter 3, I believe.
It was the middle of June. With summer well underway, a rainy spell seemed to hang over Trista. With our field study wrapped up, the other members of Class 7 and I returned to normal school life. But just when we thought we'd gotten used to the challenging lessons and the breakneck workload, a moment of dread washed over us, making our blood run cold.
As you all know, tomorrow marks the start of your midterm exams. I'm no good with all these papers and essays and circling answers, so I won't really be able to help you much. But I'm administering some of your tests, so I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines. Make me proud, class!
As I recall, aren't you in danger of a lecture by the vice principal if our performance isn't up to par?
Oh, I'm not too worried about that. Most of you tend to get pretty high grades anyway. I can hardly wait to see how well you all do. Remember, the results will be announced next Wednesday. Your scores will be posted on the board by rank, so you can see how you compare to the other classes in your year.
Oh, the sooner this week is over, the better.
I can almost taste the tedium.
I'm not gonna let Emma squeak by me again this time.
Oh, one more thing. They're gonna stick the average score for each class up there on the board, too.
Our class averages?
I suppose their intent is to furnish us with motivation in the form of class bragging rights.
Well, I do enjoy a challenge.
Anyway, I know it's only noonish, but I think that's enough homeroom for today. You guys can stay here and study, or just head on back to your dorms. Up to you. Prez, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. Stand, bow.
Jeez, what should I do? I could stand to bone up in just about everything, honestly, but my biggest worry right now is math. I wouldn't mind doing a few study sessions with you if you think it would help. I need to review math anyway. I'm not sure how much time I'll be able to spare though. Do you mean it? That'd be a huge help. My biggest weak spot is Erebonian history, I guess. I doubt that comes as a large surprise to anyone. I think I understand all the material we've gone over within class, but there are some finer points. I can aid you with that if you'd like. Though in return, I appreciate a fresh pair of eyes to help revise my military science essay. It'd be my pleasure. Would you like to study with me, Fee? I guess so. Oh, would you two mind if I jump in too? I could use a little refresher on my classics. Of course, you're more than welcome. Would you like to join us, Laura? No, I appreciate your invitation, but I'll have to pass this time. There's a subject I need to review in private. I'll see you all later. What's up with her? Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I could have sworn I saw her looking over at Fee. Hey, Reen. What is it? You heading back to the dorms? You're totally welcome to come study with us if you want. I wasn't planning on heading straight back. I might come and join you guys a bit later. Alright then. Perhaps we'll see you later. The day before the exams is a free day. Talking to certain characters will allow you to study with them. When you run out of bonding points, the time of day will change to evening and the main story will advance. So, it's a free day? Alright. Who to study with? Who's available is the question. Oh. Everybody. What you doing in the old schoolhouse? I hope they still get bonding points. Let's go to the gymnasium area and talk to them first. Okay, so we get 3 points. Those are locker rooms. That's not a good idea. What's this? A book entitled Military Science. A primer sits upon the bench like a courageous commander. Flip. This is one well-written book. The illustrations really bring things alive too. Wait a second, this probably belongs to someone. No one would leave a book like this behind. I'm sure they'll be back soon. I'll just leave this here. Increase your knowledge of military science. Okay. Glad I clicked on that. Maybe there's some more spots with books just lying around. Okay, so I got the knowledge of military science up, but how about math? Or whatnot. Oh, are you two studying? At least I probably met up with Laura because she was worried about her. Yeah, we both figured we had a lot of art to brush up on. It's probably not our most important subject in the grand scheme of things, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I've never had to deal with a series of exams right in a row like this. Laziness can very well be tantamount to failure. Would you like to join us, Rean? Why not? I'd love to. The EM's supposed to be focused on the basics of illustration, right? You got it. Let's get started. How about you ask the first question, Rean? Sure. Okay, first question. Elisa, what is the destin? I think it's drawing that makes use of monochrome lines of varying heaviness in it to highlight the way light hits its subject. You think correctly. So Laura, what exactly is a sketch? A sketch portrays its subject roughly, with very little in the way of detail. I suppose it could be likened to an early first draft of a drawing. That's right, sketches and destins are basically two sides of the same coin, since both are used to start a painting. The big difference is that destins usually take some time to finish, whereas sketches are pretty quick. But there's a method that's even quicker and more basic than sketching. Any ideas, Laura? That would be, Croquis? I believe. You two know your stuff, or maybe that just means we should be using harder questions to study with. Let's see if I can find some. Hey Rean, if you want, I can ask the next set of questions. It's hardly effective studying if you don't get to answer any questions yourself. It's okay, don't worry about it. Just give me a minute here, and I'll find you a really good one. Well, if you insist. Maybe we should have expected this. He really is a kind-hearted person. And so the three continue their art study session. Oh yeah, it does get bonded points. Ooh, that's gonna take a bit. Okay. Who else can I study with? They're working on math. They're working on military science. I think. No, Erebonian history. Oh, I wish they'd given us a bit more bonding points, but I think that's the point. You can't... I don't know what they're working on, actually. Then I'm gonna go check on Mackius and Elliot's, because are the two of you going over Erebonian history? I can't memorize things like this because it's all pointless. Fee, that seems a little harsh. Oh, I know. Why don't you join us, Rean? I'm sure it would make studying more enjoyable for Fee, too. Yeah, sure, why not? That sounds like a good idea to me. The exam's going to be focused on the War of the Wilds, right? That's right. Shall we start from the beginning, then? After that, Dressel gathered soldiers in Nord Highlands. And in the year 952, the Septian calendar, he liberated the capital, bringing the war to an end. Excellent. Well done, Fee. I guess it's stuck. Incidentally, the war came to an end in July of the year, which is next month. So that's easy to remember. They say it was raining in Himdala that day. But legend has it that the moment Emperor whatever stepped into the city, the rain stopped. See, this is why they should voice act some stuff, so that we know actually what the name, how to say the name, instead of trying to guesstimate. That's the next. Yeah, that seems like a story that'll stick in my memory. You're a pretty good teacher, aren't you? I'm always using tricks like these to help me remember things. If you're having fun while you study, it makes it that much easier for the material to stick in your memory. Interesting, so that's your method. Well, if you can do it, we can too. Oh, shit. Shall we finish this stuff off then? Please. Rean stayed with Emma and Fee for a while longer, making sure they knew their Erebonian history back to front. Rean, you're not the smart one. Well, you're kind of smart, but you're not the smart one. I don't even think you're the strong one. What are you? You're like the balance. You're both to be strengthened. Oh, it's close, but it's not quite there. She was there. I think she was the only one that really didn't get a boost in the field setting. I can't control this camera well. Why is it inverted? I feel like I haven't been on here for a while. It's inverted. I hate those. Oh, also, the episode was so loud. Episode 30 was so loud. I know that before I even started it in a few days back, I had turned down the volumes in the settings for the music and stuff so that I could be heard clearly, but it was so loud that the music stuff was so loud in game because the setting didn't even save, so it was still where it was by default. And so I went back over the episode and it was so loud I couldn't even hear myself over. It just sounded like I was going really, really, really quiet and really low, but it was just that the music was so loud. I had to export the episode and then export audio separately and then export the commentary separately, go into Sony Vegas and place it all together and remove the audio from the video, place in the audio, lower the volume on the audio, raise the volume on the commentary and place it, and then render it to upload it so that it would be hearable. So it was just so loud. Like I was like, that's not gonna work. Well, yeah, I double checked the video and it was just, ooh. Oh, so this is where you are. Wow, when you guys study, you two don't mess around. Well, no better motivator than fear, right? Our exams start tomorrow, and we've got to know our orbital science. I want to make sure I study as much as I possibly can before then. There's no such thing as too prepared. Besides, this is our last chance to get a full day of studying in. How about it, Reen? You up for one last marathon study session? Yeah, let's go. Sure, I'll join you guys for a while. Orbital science isn't quite my forte anyway. In that case, let's get started with the basics. Sounds good to me. So, orbital energy is generated by septum, right? And it differs from other... Oh, that thing is shining. Maybe I should have clicked on it first. And it differs from other types of energies in that it replenishes itself over time. It's hard to imagine what life would be like without it. Orbital energy in everything. Orbital energies in everything. Lightning, railways, telephones, battle orbments. That's just nicely into our next topic. What? Let's talk about battle orbments. Their first key feature is their portability. The second is their ability to synchronize with their user, allowing them to easily use orbital arts magic for everyone. Feature 3 is their flexibility. A battle orbment's capabilities can change dramatically based on the quartz within. That summary wouldn't have been more perfect if we read it out of the textbook, Mackius. Yeah. I can't believe you could rattle off all of that without even stopping to think. But if you already have the basics down, are you just trying to help me instead of focusing on what you really need to study? No, it's not that. Reciting the information I've learned like this helps it stick in my memory. It might look flashy, but this is really productive studying for me too. Well, everyone needs a method. As I said earlier, it's not possible to be too prepared. And while we still have a lot of ground to cover in our orbital science review, I would appreciate it if you would help me study for a few others when we're done here. Of course. I'd be happy too. But really? Well, thanks. Reen, Mackius, and Elliot continued their orbital science studies, feeling much more confident about the exam every minute. I'm not if I have to manually select all of this stuff. This is gonna be a pain. I'm not good with remembering stuff. Oh, it's already time to head home. I didn't realize, thanks to the rain. I guess I should get ready to head back to the dorms.
Excuse me? I do apologize for stopping you on a rainy day like this. Do you know if this is the building in which I might find the principal's office?
Oh yeah, you're in the right place. His office is in the East Wing, first floor. The receptionist might have gone home already, but I can show you the way if you'd like.
Thank you for your kindness, but I couldn't possibly trouble you more than I have already. I'll be able to find the way, I'm sure. Well then, if you'll excuse me, Master Reen.
Did he just click in your head, Reen? He just clicked in his head.
Reen?
Ah, hey there, Alyssa. Heading back to the dorm.
Emma and the others are staying a little longer to cram a little more. But I figured I'm not gonna learn much more today, so I might as well call it a night and start prepping for tomorrow.
One thing about trying to study all night is it's not very effective. If you pull an all-nighter, you're most likely not going to retain anything that you learned during that night. Right. Well, you're going my way, so what do you say we head back together?
Sure, okay.
I love the little calm parts in between all of the frantic action of this game, which is not really frantic, but you know what I mean. Hey, it's not often the two of us get to walk back to the dorms together, is it? Well, at least I got something good out of this downpour. Is there even a filter between your brain and your mouth? No need for that between friends. But you're in good company. My sister asked me that before too. She must be a saint to have put up with you all these years. Anyway, how do you think you did on the exams? Oh, is it already over? Maybe. Who knows? I put my best into it, but honestly, I probably could have hit the books a little harder beforehand. I wish I was as smart as you. Back when we took the entrance exam, only Emma scored higher than you, right? Juices came in a little higher than me too. Back home, I usually came in near the top in exams. I guess that goes to show that Erebonian has no shortage of smart people. No doubt about that. Bookworms pour in here from all corners of the Empire. You said you're from Roar, right? Coming out on top in a city that size is still pretty impressive. I suppose, though, that was just at the Sunday school level. Are you curious about, my family and stuff? You mean the mysterious Alicia? Is that an R? It gets blurry all the way over there. Agent of National Intrigue. Well, yeah, of course I am, but you probably have good reasons for keeping it under wraps, so I don't want to pry. It's nothing that major or anything, especially compared to what you and Fee have told us about yourselves. I never really thought my family circumstances were a big deal, though. Peace Pass sure came as a surprise. I wonder now, when I look at her, what her life in a Jaeger Corps must have been like. Seems like Instructor Sarah knows more about her past than we do. Back at the entrance party, I got the impression they'd met before. Same. Oh, speaking of weird meetings, I ran into someone kind of strange earlier. Yeah, I was talking to her just before you called me. Maid who knew your name? That isn't the part where it turns out she knows you because you tried to hit on her in town before, is it? As if an upstanding guy like me could pull off the Casanova act. She seemed a couple years older than us, maybe 20 or so. Maid in her early 20s? Something wrong? No, just thinking. There's no way it could really have been her. Mother keeps her far too busy to find time to come here. Anyway, maybe the upper class derms have a new hire starting out or something. Though that wouldn't explain how she knew your name. Maybe you're just more popular than you let on. If only. Loading screens. More loading screens. A double loading screen. The next day, midterms, day 1. Okay, guess we didn't do the test. That's all good. The next day, the first of 4 grueling days of midterm exams began. Oh, there's 4 days? Do I have to answer the questions like I think we had to do in Persona? Oh, wonderful. The Middle Ages, War of the Lions were rushing in. I'm gonna just say it was this. This should be the right answer. Oh, good. Hopefully I get these right. I do want to get a good score, but I have to remember stuff, and that's where I fall short. Mr. A wants to draw a rough colored water image. Ooh. Well, military science. Figure 1 depicts the military information. What type of unit? Really? Really? I'm gonna go with armored. Yes, I got that one right. Okay, 2 out of 3 so far. I didn't go over that one. It's probably sketch for the first one. The following statement about orbits, about orbments, all purport to be true, which is not. The secret. Okay, abilities change. Okay, well, I know that the first 2 options are true. I think it's, yeah. There's a third one. Your quartz and stuff that we equipped are what give us our arts. So it wouldn't make sense to not be able to use the arts without them. Okay, so that's 3 out of 4. Hopefully I can get the last one and I'll be coming close to the top. Of the following laws enacted last year, which came into first in $10? Ooh. Last year. I don't think we went over this one either. We went over the ordinance with. We went over the time of the war with Fee and them. We went over ordinance with Machias, and art was with Laura and Elisa. So this was probably with one of them that I didn't study with. Probably the taxation. No, I don't know what it was. We didn't get to go over that. That's why I don't like. See, I don't even know. We didn't go over that one. So the only thing I can do is guess. And I got a 1 out of 4 chance to get that right. Oh boy. Emergency CPR is divided into roughly 4 stages. A. Check if the person is breathing. B. Check if the person is conscious. C. Perform chest compression and rescue breaths. D. Call for help in a loud voice. Put these stages into the correct order. Okay. It would be B to see if they're conscious first, and then A to see if they're breathing. So I think it's B, A, C, D. Really? Really? If they're conscious, then you need to check and see if they're breathing. If they're already conscious, unless it's check and see if they're breathing first. But if they're not breathing, they're not conscious. I mean, if they're conscious, they're obviously breathing. And you don't call for help if you already know what you're doing. If you can't do anything, then call for help. But it could be, I don't know. We didn't study that either, and I don't know CPR. I'm not a doctor. And what do you know? It looks like the rain ended right along with them. Clearly, this is the goddess's way of rewarding you all for your hard work. Yeah, hard work of not giving us any kind of answers on those other ones. I don't think that reasoning would stand up to what? Scrutiny, I think. Phew, I'm totally spent. It's over. You've worked really hard, Fee. Phew. Anyway, today's a free day, so take the chance to unwind and blow off all of that pent-up exam stress. They'll post the results next weekend, so take it easy until then. I probably scored about a middle score, since I missed, I think, 3 or so. I missed 1 answer on the first one, and I think I either got half right, or I got 1 more than half right. I either got 1 more right than wrong, or I got an even amount right and an even amount wrong. But don't relax too much, because you've got your next practical exam next Wednesday afternoon too.
With
all this intensive studying, I'd completely forgotten about that. You could stand to be a little more considerate with the timing of your announcement. So next Wednesday is when we'll know where we're going for our next field study. Yep. You'll be shipping out that weekend for another exotic trip. And I just hiccuped when I was doing that. Anyway, make the most of tomorrow, everyone. You've earned at least one day off. I guess I should probably attend club practice once in a while. Oh, and one more thing. I've got some business to take care of out of town after we're done here. I won't be back until tomorrow night. So don't burn the dorms down while I'm gone or anything. Yeah, and where are you going? Loading screens. Aren't they everybody's favorite thing? It's music. This is certainly new. I knew they'd be getting along after this trip. Look at Marcus and Jesus, whatever, having a good old chat. Phew, now that the exams are over, I feel free as a bird. And I'll keep on soaring, at least until the results come back. I sympathize, but personally, I've got a good feeling about these. How about you, Emma? How do you think you did? Well, I don't think I did too badly, all things considered. Just stop before you embarrass yourself. We'll just have to wait and see what next week's results look like. Anyway, what do you think that was all about with Instructor Sarah? No, you mean the whole thing about going out of town to meet someone? Going out of town, won't be back until tomorrow night. It's almost as if she's going to meet her secret lover. Impossible. The Empire hasn't yet turned out a man desperate enough to woo that alcoholic typhoon. You have a point. I can't deny she's got the looks to snare a man. But with that personality and that lifestyle. You guys are terrible. Totally agreed though. Ouch. Not surprised to hear that from you. Not surprised to hear that from you, Doreen. She always seems to dump the most work on you. Will you be helping the student council again tomorrow? That's the plan. Heck, I'm mostly looking forward to being the student council's errand boy. After holding up studying for so long, perhaps so, he never gets a free day. Oh, please let us know if you plan on exploring the whole schoolhouse. Most likely. Yeah, I'd be glad to lend a hand this time. Thanks. Better watch out though. I might take you up on that offer. Ooh, looks like we're all up for a little exploration this time. Look at him having a nice friendly chat. But we're missing Gaius, Laura, and Fee. Come to think of it, where did Gaius run off to? He mentioned the principal wanted to have a word with him. You think he went there? Oh yeah, wonder what that was about. I hope he hasn't gotten in trouble. I mean, I doubt he would. I have no idea. Fee and Laura left early too. I was kind of hoping we could all walk back to this. Okay. So the three people that I just noticed went around and just mentioned that they weren't with us. They start talking about right after I mentioned that. Okay. That sounds nice. Hey, so this might just be my imagination, but do those two seem kind of awkward around each other to anyone else? Really? So you think so too? It seems like it started around the beginning of the month. I wonder if something happened with them. Seems like they've been avoiding each other ever since. You say that, but I did not take either as the type to dwell on petty issues or misunderstandings. Neither did I. We've been trying to suss out what the problem between them is, but so far no luck. I wonder if that's what that was all about. Did you see something, Magius? What happened? Well, do you remember the day we gave our group reports on what happened during last month's field study? We gave a truthful account, including the part where Fee used an explosive to blast open the door to my cell. Yeah. That's when we found out Fee used to be in Jagger Corps. That really threw me for a loop, but what does that have to do with Lara? Well, when that came up, I couldn't help but notice Lara had a rather unpleasant expression. It flashed across her face for only a moment though, so I wondered if I'd just imagined it. Interesting. But even if we assume that's true, what reason would she have to be upset? I can hardly hazard a guess. We all have certain things we'd rather keep to ourselves. We even have a member of this very class who remains tight-lipped about her own family, after all. Do you really have to drag me into this? Yes. My apologies. I meant no offense. I do have my suspicions as to your lineage, however. Really? Now, getting angry won't accomplish anything. Don't worry, we're not going to twist your arm and telling us when you're ready to talk about it, we'll be ready to listen. It isn't like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. If everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us. I don't want that.
Welcome back, my lady. Huh?
Oh boy.
What? Sharon? It's so delightful to see you again.
Oh hey, it's the maid I ran into the other day.
What are you doing here? She didn't. Mother didn't. But of course, I was sent here at the behest of the chairman herself. Starting today, I will be assuming the position of caretaker for Class 7's dormitory. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, everyone. My name is Sharon Kruger.
Okay.
I am a servant in the employ of the Rhineford household, Lady Elisa's family.
Orion Ford Company.
I will do all I can to be of service to you, so
That's
please
why.
keep me informed of anything you might need.
The Orion Ford Company. Chapter 3, Beyond the Railways. So it's the Ryan Ford Company.
Whoa! Simply spectacular. Just how many different types of food are there here?
This looks more than edible.
I believe this is what they call an imperial breakfast? That's right, Emma. It's a traditional Erebonian style of breakfast. I must apologize. It's taken me some time to familiarize myself with this kitchen, so my cooking has been a bit lackluster.
Come now, Sharon. Your skill is something to be praised. This is far more colorful and varied than the breakfast served in my own home.
I would compare this spread favorably with the breakfast served in the Duke's household.
I'm honored that you think so. I've also brewed both tea and coffee if anyone would like some.
I get the feeling Elisa is less than impressed with the meal. It sounds like they had a big argument yesterday.
Not a chance! I thought I'd finally gotten away from her. I'm not going to let her have her way this time.
My lady, please. I truly don't believe the chairman sent me to keep an eye on you like that. She simply sent me so that her beloved daughter might have fewer inconveniences in her daily life.
I can take perfectly good care of myself, thank you very much. I'll take this up with her myself then. Is she in the office at corporate today, or is she out on inspection or something?
I believe she'll be dining with the Ministry of Railways president in the capital today. After that, she'll be continuing her inspection tour, so she won't be back in Ruhr for another 5 days.
Does she ever slow down? I'm surprised she doesn't burn through a pair of shoes a week. Anyway, I'm not going to take this lying down. She's stuck her nose into things one too many times.
Can't believe that R actually stood for Alicia Ryan Ford. And from the sounds of it, her mother is the company chairman too. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that Alicia's mom is basically in charge of the continent's biggest industrial company. Her family probably got more money than most of the aristocrats. See, I have a hard time with that word. I can see why she'd want to keep her family under wraps with all the nobles here.
Anyway, I object to everything about this. Considering how busy Mother is, I'm sure she needs your assistance far more than I do.
I knew it. You're really concerned about her, aren't you? The way you two care so much for each other deep down is one of the reasons I'm so proud to serve you.
That's preposterous.
Oh, my lady, I almost forgot to mention that I made plenty of your favorite apricot jam. Would you like me to spread some on your toast?
Ooh, really? Stop treating me like a child. Though yes, I would like some jam.
It's almost heartwarming to watch. Looks like Sharon's got her number. After beginning the day with Sharon's peerless breakfast, the members of Class 7 left to go about their daily routine. Meanwhile, Rean went to check the tasks the student council had given him for the day. Oh, this is turning into a long episode. Student council tasks, June. Okay, let's read this one first. I am in need of aid. Some fair maiden has sent me several messages proclaiming her love for me. And who could blame her? I simply must know who she is. So, with some kind soul, help find her and bring her to me. What details behind the storage building? Yeah, can I not? We're testing the Orbital Bike's capabilities on a highway near Trista. If you're curious, come talk to us in the engineering building. Okay. This month, I would like the members of Class 7 to commit themselves to their noble academic pursuits. Though I know, studious as you all are, I can expect that anyway. So on top of that, I'd like you to continue your exploration of the old schoolhouse and report your findings to me. Same as usual. Hey, a request from George and Angelica. It's about the Orbite too. I wonder what they need my help with. Looks like I'll have to swing by the engineering club before I head to the old schoolhouse. Well, this is the first sun I've seen in days, so I might as well make the most of it. Alright, let's do this. Not in this episode. That is all the time we have for this episode of The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel. If you like this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next episode.